Hi, this is Teacher Jen from camgush.com and welcome again to a new lesson on essential English patterns. Today we will discuss a new pattern, and it's the pattern I told him not to. I told him not to. I told him not to. So it just have the same meaning with our previous pattern. It's just that we have the pronoun him. So that means you are telling or you're talking about someone. And of course, that's a man or a boy because our pronoun is him. Okay? So our pattern for today, I told him not to. You advised him not to do something. Again, I told him not to. You advised him not to do something. And with the word advise, that also means recommend, suggest, or instruct. And mind you, that's a verb. Okay? Now let's discuss the following sample sentences so that you can understand it better. Number 1. I told him not to stay up so late. I told him not to stay up so late. In this sentence, you suggested him not to stay up very late. Or it's like you are telling that person to sleep early and not to stay late. Number 2, I told him not to mess around. I told him not to mess around. You advised someone not to play around, or you advised him not to play around. It's like it also means that you told someone to be serious. Number 3, I told him not to go alone. I told him not to go alone. You suggested to him not to go alone. Number 4, I told him not to worry about it. I told him not to worry about it. You advised him not to think or to worry about it or about something. And number 5, I told him not to take that job. I told him not to take that job. In this sentence, you advised him not to take or accept that job. Okay? So it's very easy to understand. Now it's our turn to make our own sentences. So my sentence is, I told him not to use the computer. I told him not to use the computer. So in my sentence, I advised him or I instructed him not to use the computer. Maybe the computer has some problems or I have something very important in that computer. How about you? What is your sentence? Very good. Now let's review the following sample sentences and please follow me. I told him not to stay up so late. I told him not to stay up so late. I told him not to mess around. I told him not to mess around. I told him not to go alone. I told him not to go alone. I told him not to worry about it. I told him not to worry about it. I told him not to take that job. I told him not to take that job. Now, let's go on to the dialogue part, and for dialogue number 1, I will be speaker A, you will be B, and for dialogue number 2, you will be speaker A and I will be speaker B. Let's start with number 1. I think Anne is going to break your brother's heart. They really aren't right for each other. Very good. Now let's go into number 2. He's upset because Kate broke up with him. I know. He never listens to advice. Very good. So as you can see, our pattern is very easy to use in our daily conversations. Now, I can expect you to use this pattern whenever you have the chance to express yourself in English. Now let's go back here and I want you to review this pattern together with all of these sentences. Please memorize all the sample sentences here because they might come in handy when you are expressing yourself in English. But don't forget to make your own sentences as well, because it can help you enhance and practice your English skills. Now, this is the end of our lesson. I hope you learned something. This is Teacher Jen from Camglish.com saying goodbye and see you on our next video. Goodbye!